Well, my friends, here we go again. Today versus video. For all people who don't know this, I have a playlist with ball tests. There we had the top 31 basketballs, what I have tested, what is my opinion. You know, I tried my best. It took over 1 year to test out all those balls, and then we had a lot of new balls, and there will come a lot of more balls. And then we had the playlist versus video, where we check out one ball against the other ball, and where we have a day winner. And in these versus videos, I don't talk too much about the details of a ball, because that we had on the ball videos. You know, these are the differences. The top 31 basketballs, or the new balls, what we also had in there in the playlist weekly street ball, there I put all in from basketball, and the versus playlist. You know, that is important to know. Today we test out 2 rubber balls, which are one of the lowest in the rankings. Yeah, one ball is in the ranking, the other not, but I don't expect that this ball will jump up, but we will check it out. The Franklin Grip-Rite 1000 against the Rabro ball, the new ball. First of all, we are at Olympia court, and the weather is extreme again. You may see it, the snow is back there. Watch that panorama. It is freezing cold. Yesterday it was snowing complete at night. There was all snow in the street, on the cars. It had -degrees, and last weekend we had 30 degrees, you know. I played without a t-shirt, and now I'm here and freezing. I had my hand gloves on. Yeah, but it's also nice, you know. The wind goes a little bit. So here in my little Rocky Mountains, you never know what happens. So yeah, today we play this side, and here also I can show you that they have made the net new. Last time was also there when we played, but it's new. They always make good things here, because there was the net completely over. You will see it in the on the videos which are older from this court, and now we have those plastic thing, you see. Oh wait, I have to watch to the camera now. You see that there is no movement in. Many like it, many not. I think it's a good option, and they have made it very good. So we have 2 nets here also on this court. So, and the other thing is, if you like what I'm doing, if you like that this channel with street ball grows up, I almost never say this, but now I have to do it, because then it helps really a lot. Subscribe, because I don't change the channel, you know, because I see this a lot of times, you know. It doesn't matter on what genre of videos, but when people grow up a little bit, they change their style, they change the channel. Why? Because they make advertisement, you know. Then they have something in protein powder, and this and that, and shaver, and all that stuff, you know. I mean, what has this to do? Nothing. Yeah, and if you don't like this, then stay on this channel, because I will not change. We make the street ball content and a few other sports, and we stay here like we did now. And if I have a little bit more money, then I can make much more, you know. Expect this summer much more on this channel, you know, when I get the new cameras, when I get new balls. But it's not that easy when you pay all for your own. But I'm not here to make all the same videos like many others with, oh, you have to write it in the commentaries. I'm interested in. Now tell me what. To me this is a completely shit thing. Why? Have you wondered, when you write someone, how often do you get an answer back? I mean, almost no time, because they are not interested in. That is the truth, what I can tell you. They only tell this with the commentaries because of the algorithm, that the videos get more pushed out, but they are not interested in your opinion or what you write. So maybe you have experienced that you don't get an answer, or almost no one. Yeah, and it's always the same. Oh, you have to subscribe. Oh, you have to make the bell. And now I'm so interested. Every video is the same, always the question. And now I have a question. Now you have to write it down in the commentaries. I'm interested in. No, I'm not interested in. I'm interested in your money, that we have more views. That is the truth about it, you know. I have no problem with that. Can make everyone what he wants. But if you don't like such things, you are completely right on that channel. because we don't change. We are a street ball underground channel, and that will stay. So now we start with the nice panorama. I can tell my sentence again. Street baller number 1 is on the start. Why number 1? Because there is no other one. I'm the only one as always. And so now I'm excited to play one of the cheapest, cheap, I have another thing. One ball is extremely expensive now, but they are on the lowest side of the balls. But now let's check it out. So now I've warmed up now here with the other ball, the Rabro Pro Grip. We also had this ball, and this is a new ball. But before we start into this, you know, what I would like to do, and that has to me nothing to do with advertisement, but if I would have more subscribers, I would like to do affiliate links, you know, because I hate advertisement, you know. I started this channel also to make a difference to other channels in genres, doesn't matter where, because every video gets the same, you know. And I tell the truth, if people are out there and they would not get money, believe me, 99% would close their channel immediately, because they say, for what shall I do it? You know, the people out there don't interest me. I want my money and nothing else. They are not interested into filming. They are not interested into yours. That is the complete truth, believe me that. A few others are not in there, but really 99. So here we started with the Pro Grip on the other side, but before we go into this, I have another thing. You know, subscribe to the channel. I never ask for this, because that can change a lot. You know, now I hate advertisement. I'm not the same like others. But one thing what I would like to do, and to me this has nothing to do with advertisement, and I'm not doing it for that sense. I'm doing it first of all because I'm interested into the balls. I want to know which ball is the best. You know, I'm almost 40 years now, but when shall I do it? When I'm 80 years, now it is the time. But it costs a lot of money, you know. And when you don't have that much money, you get problems. And now we don't go forward, you know, because I cannot buy ball. And one thing what could help me would be affiliate links, you know, but I'm too small to can do this. And really, that's really important to me from my heart, because this to me has nothing to do with advertisement, you know, because that changes nothing in the videos. I don't have to trick people, nothing like others where they say, oh, you have to buy this, oh, now we have the new t-shirt collection, oh, this, that, blah blah blah, you know. No, you can buy whatever you want, you know. To me that doesn't matter if you buy this ball, a complete other ball, or clothing or shoes, that doesn't matter. You only have to buy from the Amazon affiliate link, and then I get a little bit of that and I can put it into the videos. That is my goal what I have, because there I see I can level up the videos, you know. That is the reason why I would do this, and not to get money. You don't get much money from that, you know. But you know, for example, I have here a GoPro. I had to sell all my cameras, you know. I would say a deep understanding into filming. I'm not a professional, but I'm an amateur with a really deep understanding into filming and a lot of experience, because I'm doing this since over 25 years, you know. And I had a lot of cameras. I have learned a lot. I had made a lot of courses about photography, about filming, about editing and all that stuff, you know. But now with a GoPro, I have a form on it. You know, these are simple steps. I could tell you such a lot of things what you could make. I could easily make a video about 10 things to avoid as a YouTuber. That video will immediately go up, believe me that. But I'm not interested into such videos, you know. I do what I think is fun. I want to make the street ball thing and nothing other. But for example, I have a form on it, a very easy tool to avoid wind sound problems. But my form is damaged, you know. I'm watching now, it is completely damaged, but I don't have the money for all that things, you know. And I have an old GoPro. If we would have a new GoPro, I could make it in 10-bit, and then we had a lot more steps for the color grading and such things, you know. I could buy a bigger camera, an APS-C camera, the Fuji, in English H2S it's called, you know. That would be a perfect choice. Or a Panasonic G9 II, you know, and micro MFD camera. We could do a lot of things, you know. The new Insta X4 360 camera would be an absolutely great deal now. You know, I want to level up the things. I'm almost 40. I cannot do that when I'm 60. You know what I mean? And that would help really, really a lot. And it would not change anything. You buy that what you like, I get a little bit money and I can invest to it. I can buy new balls, all new stuff, because other we don't have the chance, you know. So yeah, maybe that will function, maybe not, but I will go on. If it goes or not, I go on. And the other thing is now, because here I've never told you this, you know, sometimes, how should I call it, you know, people don't know that, you know, but I'm not good as a player. I always tell this, basketball is my sport number 8 from the level what I can do. I can do 7 other sports better than street ball basketball, you know, but it's the other thing. But I've experienced a really lot in sports, and that I've never told you, but perhaps some people are interested in, because they think, or they are in, I don't know, but I can tell you right now because I'm here. For example, in that building beside there, I was in there as a child, you know, with, I don't know, 10 years, around that, 11 years. And I trained there with world-class level athletes, you know. Really is a complete other thing, but we go into this. Then you know that I'm really experienced, and I have seen some of the top guys in the world. They were beside of me, you know. I have experienced the level which is world class, you know. And so when someone will tell me what I'm doing here, warming up, this, that, you know, I can laugh, you know, because I know what I have seen. I know what world level is, and so I know that I'm not good, you know. For example, I can always tell you the truth. And here in this building, beside there, sorry, I worked out with world-class table tennis athletes, and one guy was back then in the top 50 in the world, you know, table tennis top 50 in the world, and that as a non-Chinese people. This is really extreme. And there I had to train on the weight machines for weight training, and they were from the in Eastern Europe scene, you know. In Eastern Europe they had a complete other mentality in sport back in the 90s. They were working really tough and hard, and I had to train there. And when you made a mistake in training, you had to make a burpee or push-up or a squat and all that stuff, and that as a child. I trained so hard and so much on ball machines and that things that I almost fell down, you know. I was completely over. Warming up, we had to run and jump over such things, and that was the warm-up was sometimes so extreme that I couldn't jump anymore, and I couldn't jump over and I fall to the ground, you know. And that as an 11-year-old, then you know the mentality what we had back then. And so I have experienced a lot. Here on that side where the Tivoli office is now, and those houses, there were back then the sports center. Here is now our football stadium, but back then it was there. And there I have seen the greatest, to me the greatest skater of them all, Tony Hawk. You know, Tony Hawk was skating there, and that in his absolutely prime years. There I can tell you, I have not often experienced that, but I can tell you, there I have seen a master at his work. You know, when you say a master at his work, that means really a lot. He won the contest. He was skating, wow, it was unbelievable. The Bloodhound gang was there, Silverchair, Fateless. That was really, really a cool time. I was one of the youngest in there. But for example, in that year where he was winning the contest, and I think 1 or 2 months before, he made the most famous skateboard trick of all time, the 900, you know. If you are living from back then, you know the 900. There were a lot of other tricks coming up then, but this was for publicity, the biggest trick of them all, because it was a newspaper in every country around the world. They have brought this trick. Tony Hawk made the 900. That was such a special thing back then. I remember at our open television from Austria, and that in the news there they said it, you know, that unbelievable, you know. And so Tony Hawk was skating also in the streets of Innsbruck here, really a master. In there, in that building, we had it much higher. They were twice as high as now because we had the European Championship here in that stadium. I've seen there Didier Drogba, back then one of the best football players in the world in his prime years, you know. He was here with his national country, and so yeah. And one really crazy story I have seen, how often was he? I think the 5 times strongest man in the world. And he was working out 1 meter beside me. I'm talking about Mariusz Buchanowski from Poland. That was an unbelievable story. Almost no one was there. It was in a small part in the backyard from Innsbruck. No one was there. There were maybe 50 people, I don't know, 100. And he was there as the champion of the world's strongest man. He was back then. That was also around early 2000s. That was crazy. He was also a level up against all others. The guy that where you have to make a round and you have a big weight in there. He was making the rounds. One guy was falling asleep. That was walking the round and bam, he fell down. He has passed out, and really for minutes over minutes, he was going out per hospital transporter, you know what I mean. And Mariusz Buchanowski went around, and then when he made the record from all people, he went backwards, you know. There you have seen the guy is crazy. Also with the stones, the last stone, I don't know how much weight this was. His throat is almost over the table, you know. Unbelievable. And then he was training, warming up beside of me. That was 1 meter, you know. He was staying here 1 meter beside of me, no t-shirt on, completely ripped and trained. And he took a wood, you know, a wood bar on, I don't know how it's called in English, and he made presses, you know. 10 presses with 100 kilo for warm up, like easy that, and boom, he pushed away the weight 1 meter beside of me. And there, you know, you get the experience what world-class level is. That was also unbelievable. Other story what I can tell you, in there I have seen the best ski jumpers in the world private. Back then, that was in the early 90s, I was making inline hockey there, and then beside we're coming here, you see the famous Bergisel ski jumping. This is, you see that building there? And there they are the ski jumpers. One of the most famous events in ski jumping. And back then the best in the world was Andreas Goldberger. And he was in there, and then he talked with me private when I was a little child. And they were all, because they trained in that building, they were the world-class athletes back then. And I was also, there were other ski jumpers in there, you know. And on that building I have seen the best ski jumper of all time with the most wins of them all, Gregor Schlienzauer. You know, I've seen the ski jumping. So I've really seen some of the best. I've seen the world #1 in tennis back then. Back then he was the best sand court player in the whole world, and they called him the greatest of all time until Nadal came. Back then it was Gustavo Kuerten from Brazil. Greetings to the audience from Brazil. Kuerten was unbelievable. 3-time French Open winner, world #1 player. He was the guy who beat Federer, what I remember back in the French Open. Yeah, I've seen him, you know. And when you experience all that levels, and I have a lot of more, you know. Another example was also crazy. I was staying beside a man which is a legend in the sport, you know, and no one recognized him back then. It was also, that was in Essen, you know, that was at the Fiba in Essen in Germany. That was staying beside of me. I couldn't believe my eyes, and no one recognized him. When I was thinking, wow, one of the greatest legends in his sport of all time, Dorian Yates, you know. If you are into bodybuilding, you know the name Dorian Yates. This is one of the greatest bodybuilders which we ever had. An unbelievable hardcore machine training guy. And he was staying completely beside of me, you know. So, and then you see those guys. This is really, really, really crazy. And so I have experienced really a lot into sports. You know, I could tell a lot of more stories. But I have played with trainers who were in the Guinness Book of Records, you know, who were also in the top 200 in the world. And there you see the level, you know. There you realize what is good or not, where you are standing or not, you know. You have to experience that. And so, yeah, that I think is always important. And yeah, that is really cool stuff, you know. So, yeah. But now I think we go on with the basketball. But nice memories to all those sports stars. And yeah, other thing, I can tell you other thing. One day there was in the other area of Austria, on the other side. Now I have my ball here again, it rolls away of the wind. That was really nice. I got an autogram and I talked private with him back then. He was called the greatest table tennis player of all time. Jan-Uwe Wallner from Sweden. And that was a crazy story. I was, I think, 11 years old, 12 years, 11 years. And yeah, 11 years I think. And I got to him and talked, and if I could get an autogram on that, and he made it, you know. It was really, really crazy. And then he was sitting beside of me, a few meters beside of me, really. And then I thought, yeah, can I go to him or not? You know, with that little age I got to him and I could talk private to him. And that memories you will never forget. Back then, when you know this is the best player back then of all time. You are sitting beside of him and talking with him. And those experience, those make the things what you live on, you know, where you can tell now to other people. And when people tell me, you don't know about sport, this and that, you know, I can laugh because I have experienced the best in the world, you know. I have seen really other guys also. There are so much stories what I can remember from really sports stars. Here, other example. Here in there, at his prime, 1994, I have seen Bret the Hitman Hart. Greetings to the audience from Canada now. Bret Hart in his prime back in there, that was also crazy. Doink the Clown came out private there back then. That were all memories, you know. So when you see those guys in their primes and then you have the possibility to come to them or such things, this is really, really a cool thing, you know. So really, really nice. Alright, we go on a little bit more. Other story what I've experienced, you know. Once I wrote someone on the comments, I think that was also crazy. I had one time, but don't get me wrong now, but in the sense it was, I had a stare down with Randy Orton, you know, with the wrestler. That was crazy. That is now almost 16, 17 years ago. And I can tell you, Randy Orton, I've experienced a lot, you know, in cities, what I have seen and done. And this guy is really for real, believe me that. And yeah, I was watching there, wrestling was really, really cool. The Undertaker was there and all. Triple H, yeah, Triple H was also beside of me, you know, with the long hair back then. Triple H, 1 meter beside of me. I have a video of that when he enters in, really crazy, you know. Maybe I show it there when he was, but the quality was not good, but well, Triple H beside of you, he comes in, you know, ripped, really cool. And then later on, when it was over, I was outside and there was like here, there was nothing around. Here we have the sport place, but you see there is a building and there are no houses, there is nothing. And it was also there and it was night, it was dark. And then you have seen there were a place like here with cars and with a bus, you know. And that was the bus where the wrestlers went. But no one recognized this because it was on the backside, a little bit away. And I was staying really a little bit outside and there was no one around, you know, only a friend of mine and me, and I talked with him and then I watched to the building and to the tour, to this bus. And then I have seen, because they had the place with lights there, and I could see there was sitting someone in there, and you cannot believe it, it was Randy Orton. Randy Orton was sitting in, and really with that face, with that view what he has when he stares down his opponent, you know what I mean, really crazy. And then he stared at me and I was first thinking, wow, is this really Randy Orton? And I was watching back and I also had my military thing on, the cap and all that stuff. And then we had really stared us down, and he was not smiling or this. He really the same view as he had when he stares down his opponents with that crazy view. I will always remember that. That was really cool. Maybe he was thinking, oh, what people are living there, whatever. But this stare down I will never forget, you know, with Randy Orton. And there I have seen with that view, you don't want to mess with a Randy Orton. This is really for real, this guy. So also a crazy story, all those memories, you know. And so, yeah, there were so many things what I could tell you. Really, really unbelievable. So, another other thing was, I have trained a lot of people. One time I have trained a martial artist expert, you know. He was coming to me. He was from another country. And there is also interesting things, you know. He's now one of the most known in the world. And his partner, you know, his partner has trained Tom Cruise for his films, you know, for the fight scenes. It's also interesting, or? And he was by me at home and we talked a lot. And so, you know, a lot of people, you know. It's always interesting, and all the memories, you know. So that you never forget when you see people in their primes where you can say these are masters, really masters. It's really, really a cool thing. So, and now, you know, this is so long time ago when I watched there all those memories, the whole round here, you know. So I wanted to tell this one time now, because then you may think a little bit other, because yeah, you never know what people think about someone. Fresh. So now we go on with the balls. Rabro Pro Grip against the Franklin Grip-Rite 1000. 2 rubber balls. One is cheap, one is so expensive, but we will come to this now. Let's do it. So here we have them, the Rabro Pro Grip and the Franklin Grip-Rite 1000. 2 rubber balls, one of the lowest in the rankings. It has the not the last spot, one before. I don't know how it's called in English. This ball will enter into the rankings, but I don't expect too much of it. We had it in the new balls. So which ball will win today? I have no idea, but we have to find it out. So, and this side, the Pro Grip from Rabro. It is a lightweight ball. It is the almost lightest ball of all what I have. It weighs in at around 573 grams, and the costs are unbelievable. This ball was the cheapest of them all what I could get. It was €5.99, the cheapest ball, but normally the price is around €9.99. But if this price is worth, we have checked this out, but we compare it now with the other ball. So, and on this side, the Franklin Grip-Rite 1000 ball. I have a connection to Franklin. That is too much. I have told this again in short terms. My first ball was a Franklin ball, the David Robinson Franklin rubber ball. I don't know when I got this ball. I think, I don't know, 1992, around that time. And so I always loved Franklin, but this ball is really not the best ball, I can tell you right now. It weighs in at around 600 grams, good weight. We have played a lot of times with this ball, and now listen, the price. Normally it costs €20 or $20, you know, around that. Even that, in my opinion, is a way too much. If you put in this ball for €15, okay, €12, very good, would be my opinion. And now listen, on Amazon, yeah, in Germany, Amazon, Franklin has nothing to do with that, but I will tell you. On Amazon you get this ball, but the other color version, for over €50. Over €50. Please, don't buy this ball for €50. This is a joke, you know. Franklin has other good balls, but this ball for €50, this is really a joke. You cannot make this for a rubber ball. Really, this is not okay, because there you get choked. It's really not okay in my opinion. So, but now we have to do it. So everything is set for the battle. Franklin versus Rabro. Which boy will win? This boy or this boy? I'm excited. The conditions are very rough. I told you, very cold. The wind. My hands are frozen again now. You see that maybe it is wet also. So running is also not the best option. Not too wet, but it is wet. And yeah, and now let's get it on. Which boy wins? Franklin Grip-Rite 1000. With this ball we start. I'm excited. What a combination, or Charlotte Hornets and back the Chicago Bulls. Unbelievable. I'm a 90s guy. I loved the Hornets and I hated the Bulls. And now I have both. Feels like heaven's come down. And the other story. One thing what I also have experienced, it was coming to my mind now. I was in Switzerland one time. I've seen, here's other story. I've seen Klitschko there, Vitaly, you know. I've seen boxing is other thing. I could tell a lot about this. And there was private in there, a guy who came in. I recognized him immediately. You know, he was sitting, I think, 15 meters beside of me. No one has recognized him, and I told the guy beside me, hey, watch, I cannot believe where he's in here, the greatest of them all, the champion of the world, you know, in K1 back then, Remy Boncheski from Holland, from the Netherlands. Really, Remy Boncheski was entering in, was sitting there private. That was really crazy. And then the organization from the event, they have also then seen that he was private in there, because he had a training camp, I think. Back then it was, I don't know where it was, in Bern, you know, in Bern, in the main city of Switzerland. And then they put him immediately in the front row, I think, and made all things, you know. The K1 champion Remy Boncheski, you know, sitting 15 meters beside me, and no one has recognized him. Also, unbelievable story, you know. Yeah, crazy, you know. We're fighting. One time I was sitting with the team of Vladimir Klitschko in Germany in the hotel, you know. Beside of me was one of the greatest trainers of all time, Emmanuel Stewart, you know, from the Kronk Gym, the legendary Kronk Gym from Detroit, you know, with Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Wow, that was also Emmanuel Stewart beside of me. Michael Buffer was entering in. A lot of memories, you know. Vladimir has broken his hand in this fight. Yeah, we were hanging up. Really crazy, you know. Emmanuel Stewart also not there anymore. Was beside me in the bar. Yeah, really crazy. I have so much experience. Really nice. So let's get it on. In this moment, I'm stuck in the fire. Something terribly wrong. Time you beyond your own. Someone's the only one carrying the fire. Hey, I'm starting to really cold your nose. on with the Rabro ball, and the first what you have seen, maybe this ball cannot dribble normal. When you dribble it, the ball comes there, this, that, but never in a straight way, you know, strange. Another story, there I cannot guarantee you it, but I'm very sure back in the days, right here there was a little bit other, but there was also a racing track. I have also made a video back then there, over 20 years ago, and I was walking here in the morning, and I was sitting with a trainer, a female tennis player in. It was Barbara Shed, and was working out there and stretching. I cannot guarantee it, but I was so sure for that. And if you don't know her, she was back then the partner in doubles from Anna Kournikova. You know, then you will know it. It was also nice. So now I see the ball falls apart, you know. You see that? Yeah, I will not see it too, maybe not too much light now. But this has not scratches, it opens up, the material opens up, yeah. That is crazy, you know. We haven't played this ball much. It looks roughed up more than any other ball. So, jumping test and grip test, Franklin Rabro. my opinion, the Franklin jumps a little bit higher, but the problem with that ball is that it jumps sometimes a little bit left, a little bit there. So grip test, they both have grip in their name. They're Pro Grip, but has no grip. It's so slippery, I cannot hold it 1 second. It's completely away, yeah, nothing. On the Grip-Rite 1000, you feel a little bit better grip, but right now, from the conditions, I can also not hold it. But I would say a little bit better. But here we have those really slippery stickers in. I call them the stickers. It's like a sticker. Not good, you know, there's no babbling, nothing. But we will come to this. And now we need a winner. Which ball has won? This is our second last spot in the rankings. Only the Rabro crossover is behind this ball. And this will now enter in. Which ball wins? Franklin Grip-Rite. The Franklin wins today. Wait, it's so windy. This ball wins. It feels a little bit better as a basketball, you know, but I would not recommend both of them because they are really not good basketballs, you know, especially for the price. You get a DRV, our champion, for 15 euro. Why should I pay 20 euro or on Amazon 50 euro for that ball? Yeah, 5.99 euro. For that price you can be very happy. Normally 99.99 euro, but you get not a real basketball. That feels not like a basketball. But I have always the positive things. The two ways, or the one way where you can buy both balls is when you are on holiday. You see there is on the beach, wow, there's a basketball ring. I didn't expect that, but I have no ball by me. I only have a beach volleyball or such thing. And then you go to a shop, yeah, beside the beach, you know, in so small, cheap shops. And then you see such a ball, wow, 5 euro, 10 euro. Then you can do it. Then you get really a happy time for 1 week, 2 weeks on holiday. Better than to play with a beach volleyball. I have experienced that in Italy. I don't know where it was. I think it was in Pesaro. And I had only a beach volleyball. And there was a ring beside in around 1996 it was. I would be happy to found such a ball, but they didn't have basketballs there. Only water balls and beach volleyballs. Also this ball, it feels a little bit better as a basketball. Why? Because it jumps really straight up, but it's really slippery. You see that? That is like a sticker on also this. So yeah, it is really not the nicest feeling, but a little bit better than the other one. And this is so roughed up, and the problem what I had are the calves, where the needle is in. Our other Rabro is damaged when I bought it. You put in the needle and the air goes out. Also the same with this ball, and you cannot bump it up really, because always when you bump the air goes out. So from 3 Rabro balls, 2 have it, and yeah, it's roughed up, but for a little session always nice. But when you buy a ball, go with other ball, you know. For example, they have a other ball in there, the Franklin 5000. It's also a special ball, but it's much a better ball than this, but it jumps not that high. But I like the Franklin 5000 ball personally, you know, better than this ball. So yeah, now we have it, our day winner Franklin. We will see us again as always. Until the next time, we will see what weather it is, if it's hot, if there is the snow back on the court, or if it's raining. I don't know. We will see. Until then, bye and ciao.
The scene is getting